I don't think the Sweet Loaf's ready for this tool yet, nor anyone else less than a full-grown man. Welcome back, friends, to the shop. I've got a great video for you today. This is actually, I know I'm getting tired of saying this, but a lot of folks have requested I do a video on this. I've been receiving emails about this thing for, good goodness, probably the entire length I've been on the channel, about the New Zealand kindling cracker. So I thought about ordering one several times, and I just never really got around to it. And of course, our friend Ken came through and sent this for me with a nice letter saying this might be a good option for the Sweet Loaf to cut kindling so she doesn't have to use an axe. So I have to say that when I was teaching Jack to cut kindling when he was just little, him wielding a sharp axe was a little nerve-wracking, right? Because all it takes is one mistake. And the thought of my daughter cutting her hand off because she likes to do everything that I do, you know, it gives me chills. So this might be the perfect solution. We'll do a full unboxing. We'll test it out. I've got some gnarled old fur over there to see how it works and if this might be a viable option for splitting kindling. I'm always looking for a better option because a sharp blade and a hand, well, is a recipe for disaster for folks that are not really experienced with that. So let's open it up. Read the story where it came from, and then give it a thorough testing. First off, what is a kindling cracker? Well, you're going to find out here when I find out. So it's made in New Zealand, which I'm happy to see. You know, I'm getting so tired of everything being made in China. I find myself really kind of shying away from that and seeking out things, even if they cost more, that are made from, well, folks that are our friends instead of who would wish us dead, right? So obviously designed here in New Zealand. And how could you fault that? Have you ever met a New Zealander that you didn't like? I don't think that I have. I've met some of the nicest folks from New Zealand. But this was invented by a teenage girl, Ayla Hutchinson, to a better way to split firewood. I guess. Nice packaging, beautiful box. Got the spider coat today. Folks have been asking. You see that I go back and forth between the spider coat and the 940. You know, the Benchmade I put in mothballs for a while, but I have to say, it's about 50-50 now. I kind of enjoy having both of them. I can't say I've got a favorite. They're both excellent. All right. Pretty simple. Boy, it's better made than I thought. You know, when I looked at it's actually really nicely machined. Wow, nice finishes. Well, I was thinking about making this video this morning, and I was, you know, a little bit reluctant because I thought, oh, this is going to be another one of those made in China, poor casting things that, you know, you might use for a little while and then you're just going to give up. But this is beautifully made. I mean, really nice castings. It's got the name all in the castings here. It's very sharp. Nice wedge. You can see right there it's got openings in there. The reason for those openings, and kind of like some guys have experimented this with different axes and such by having openings and ports, different things, is there's less friction. So when the wood is coming down here, there's less surface area, there's less way for it to hang, but it still has a wide taper in it, which you can see there is most likely going to split really well. It's got a couple holes in it. If I had a you know, what I might end up doing if this turns out to be a good deal is get a dedicated big block of wood and lag that down right to it. So it's not going to be slipping off the table or slipping off your block. But very nicely made. I'm impressed. All right, I found my hammer. I got a 40-ouncer here, 40-ounce hammer. We're not going to cherry pick here. We'll just randomly go. Now this is a bigger, I would probably not start with something this big here if I was going to cut kindling for myself, but, well, if it fits in the ring, right? And it does. So that's nice. So that outer ring there keeps it from falling over. That's probably the most frustrating thing with splitting kindling, especially when you're splitting on a block because it pops and it goes every direction. I've tried all sorts of things. I've put chains around it with bungees, and you know what I find with all those things, some people like to split it in a tire, and those things all work well, but when you need it, and that's just not something that's handy to have around by the stove, where this might be something that you could mount on a nice solid block, maybe a chunk of hardwood, and just have it there all the time, and just when you need kindling, you make it go there. All right, let's see here. I fear that I've got it stuck. One thing that I didn't account for here was it's got some wide spots there. It's not allowing it to fit in there. So I think maybe I chose the wrong size. Should we beat it out from the bottom, or maybe I'll go grab a big sledgehammer and we'll just try to pound it on through? That might be the best bet. See, I was maybe a little ambitious with this big beast. Let me go grab an 8-10 pound maul and get it through there, and then we'll try it on some more reasonable size pieces. I'll bet the 8-pound maul will do it. It'll either do it or break it, right? All right, let's see. Man, I'm getting in deeper here. I don't know if I'll be able to get that out of there. Not shaping up to be a ringing endorsement, is it? I think that might be a little bit of user error. I'm not making excuses, but now I can see why they bolted down. Problem is that I'm too big. Now I've really got myself in a pickle. You see, as a professional homeowner, I'm not accustomed to thinking things out. And what I'm now realizing, that the harder that I hit it, the worse that it's wedging in there because it's expanding. Yeah, so it fit in initially, but now it's going through a wedge, and I'm basically I'm basically building a wood wedge lock, and this is complete user error. Now how do I get the thing out of here? That will never work. I mean, look at it. Look how big that taper is, right? That the more I pound it down there, the more it's going to force it out, and the tighter it gets. So that was foolish on my part. How am I going to get this out of here without breaking it? Oh my goodness. Now I've really done it. I'm sorry, New Zealand. I don't think the Sweet Loaf's ready for this tool yet, nor anyone else less than a full-grown size or full-grown man. And this was going to be one of those easy videos. Is that even moving? Oh, it is. We're getting some ground, guys. We've got 3/4 of an inch. Bear with me. Oh, we did it. We got it. Okay, we're not going to use that piece anymore. We're going to earn this kindling today. All right, let's take something more reasonable. Right, have some mid-sized kindling here. That's still holding together, right? All right, we'll try something small here. Oh, that's a lot better. You see, I may learn my lesson slow, but we get around to it. This is actually pretty good. I do like not having to run the risk of that blade. Oh, it's actually really good. Oh, this is great. What I like, you know how the kindling, how it pops? Can you see this? Maybe if I put it up here, you can see it a little bit better. You know how when you split a whole bunch of kindling, how it pops? Well, I don't know what type of wood you're splitting, but we split fir, and there's so much tension in it that when you hit it, it pops, and sometimes pieces will fly 6-7 feet away, and then you're running around gathering them up. What's kind of cool about this is it contains them in the ring, and you can just, you know, they don't really fly away. Now, what if you want to do stuff that's really small? Yeah, you can do that. One problem I kind of see with it, I think it would be better. I think it would be better if this were taller. I think that, see what we're running into. This is not unusually tall or long firewood. Usually most Americans are going to have stuff between 16 and 24 inches long. That's what's going to fit in most stoves. So that's all a 16 right there. And the problem is if you get some type of wood that doesn't want to, it's a little bit stubborn, as you go down where it needs just a little bit more, if it just had another 3 inches or so, this would pop open and you wouldn't have to fool with it. If I were gonna, I think the ideal length would be about 12 inches. So if we had a small piece, do we have a short piece here? Yeah, this is about a foot right here. So let's say we've got a piece that's a foot. That, I think, might be the ticket, because it's splitting all the way now. I'd really like this better if it were hard mounted on a big round. I think that's the ticket. Have a big old heavy round, leg bolt that thing down so it's not going to move on you. Yeah, this is good. This is probably one of the better ways of splitting kindling that I've come across. It's safe. Ouch, shoot. That's the mother of all slivers right there. Some folks ask me why I don't wear gloves. It's because I usually lose them. I never know where they're at. Yeah, I'd wear gloves with this because you have to hold it, and then when it finally goes down and slips, your hand is not going to move there, and it drives. That's probably the deepest sliver I ever had. It drives slivers down in your hand. But it's good. Yeah, it's good. I'm going to keep it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search out a nice big round to bolt it to. I'll sit it right here. Maybe I'll even like wire a pair of, at least a left-handed glove to the thing so no one can pack it up. That's what we'll do. We'll get one big heavy leather glove, wire it to the kindling cracker, and then you slide your hand in it, right? That's the only way I can keep gloves around. But I think it's good. I would probably recommend, it's going to take me an hour to dig that sliver out of there. Yeesh. I probably, from your wood pile that you have, I'd grab the shorter pieces. If you have really grainy stuff or stuff that's has a tendency to not want to pop apart or break, it'll give you a little bit better results. But yeah, it's good. A guy could even, so here might be a good solution. What if you raised it up? What if you got some sort of a spacer on there, and you set the spacer, you space that up about 4 or 5 inches. That might help. That's going to drive, maybe that's going to drive that down a little bit better. Would it be better as it goes through? I don't know. I might be overthinking it here, but so far so good. I'd have to say that I like it. The build design of it, the quality of it is very, very nice. The finish of it is very nice, and it's just a very safe way, seems to me, to cut kindling. And I like it. So we'll revisit this in the future after I've had a few months to work with it. But from my initial impressions, I'd have to say that it's pretty darn good, provided you don't put too big of a piece in and you wear your leather glove. All right. Thanks for watching. God bless you and your families. Special thanks to Ken. This was a nice gift, and he always sends the most thoughtful things. You know, he's always thinking about the kids and things that might help around the homestead, and we always appreciate that. Keep us in your prayers as well, and we'll see you guys on the next video.